Finally, if a girl follows me and she's hot and I see a single picture of her in a private jet, it's block. Women can't afford jets. Women are all brokies. Why are you flying around on some man's jet? You should have been a virgin when I met you. Haram. All right, Andrew Tate. Now, you're getting very near the knuckle with some of those tweets.
Am I?
You tell me.
I don't think so. I think people can understand they're semi-satirical. I think people can understand.
Do you mean them as jokes or do you mean them?
It's not that I don't mean them as jokes. I mean, they're a overall public commentary and observation. I do mean what I say. If I were to see a girl on a private plane on Instagram, for example, I would assume that a man put her on that private plane. I would not assume she bought it herself.
What if it was...
Perhaps that makes me misogynistic.
What if it was Ariana Grande or Beyonce?
Well, that's slightly different, isn't it?
Why?
Because they're famous and very
They're
rich.
women?
Yeah, of course, and they're famous and very rich. But
So
if
there are lots of women you wouldn't think that if you actually saw them.
Rowling, who is known to be private when it comes to sharing financial details, has denied being a billionaire, and Forbes estimated her fortune to be around $650 million in 2017. Since the series started in 1997, 500 million copies of Harry Potter books have been sold worldwide. The last book in the series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, broke records to become the fastest-selling fiction book of all time. By the New York Times estimate, the Harry Potter novels have racked in at least $7.7 billion, and if J.K. Rowling took a standard author's royalty cut of 15%, she would have made at least $1.15 billion. And that's before accounting for the movie series, which have also grossed $7.7 billion. And if she received the standard 10% net participation, then she likely earned $770 million. And 2017 seems to be her best year to date. 10 years after the final Harry Potter book, and 6 years after the final film, Rowling was the highest paid novelist in the world, and Forbes ranked her as the third highest paid celebrity, earning an estimated $95 million that year.
It's a eureka moment. I walked into my brother's bedroom and I said, we're gonna start a webcam company. That was the beginning of it all.
And suddenly, Andrew had an epiphany. Andrew realized he could use the women in his life as assets to make him money. Interesting way to view it all. And Andrew added his 5 international girlfriends to his list of assets.
The only thing I had was, because I've been fighting all around the world, I had these 6 girlfriends.
And then Andrew came up with a plan. Andrew and his brother Tristan messaged and flew out 7 girls to dinner at an upscale restaurant. And selling desperation masked as a business opportunity, Andrew pitched his master plan to them, which was a webcam business with a 50-50 revenue split.
So the beginning of it was, I messaged my 6 girlfriends and told them they're all coming to live with me and I had a job for them in London. And the beginning of my cam empire was this tiny little apartment, me and my 2 girlfriends.
And thus, Andrew Tate, retired kickboxer, became top G Cobra Tate, off the backs, maybe literally, of women.
Wasn't exploitation. They wanted to do it. They were like, yeah, this makes some money, all right. And me and these 2 chicks started the company from the ground up. And we started doing 15, 16, 17-hour days.
Since the women were doing all the work for his business, doesn't that mean he's not alpha? Because he wasn't the one going out and providing.
Have you ever dated a girl that makes more money than you? It's impossible.
The women were doing most of the work. I mean, the webcam business was about the women, right? So wouldn't that make him like not the alpha? How does that work? That just kind of confuses me. I mean, I know I'm just a dumb cheer, but if Andrew Tate is hiding behind a group of women who are working their butts off, maybe literally, okay, sorry, to provide for his business and bring money to him, doesn't that make Andrew beta? Please explain to me. How does that work? So anyways, Andrew's girlfriends moved in with him and they worked 15+ hour days chatting to lonely men online. And eventually, Andrew took control of their keyboards, feeling as though he knew more of what men wanted to hear than the women did.
The women who were on stream were beautiful, but they didn't have a fucking clue what to say. They were saying all the wrong shit, man.
And I wonder if part of him maybe enjoyed flirting with men a little bit, but you know, that's just my curiosity. But also, again, can someone please tell me how this isn't a beta thing to do? For 15 hours a day, Andrew is sitting behind a computer on a keyboard talking and flirting to lonely men.
We were talking to fucking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it.
Please, because once again, I'm just a dumb bitch. I don't know anything, but can someone please explain how this is an alpha thing to do that makes Andrew a top G? On the Full Send podcast, Andrew explained how he emotionally manipulated hundreds of men. I mean, aka scammed, because these men did not know they weren't talking to women, and he scammed them out of millions and millions of dollars, according to him.
You know, to the point where we had these guys falling in love with my models. Serious, big time in love, right? Sending crazy money.
What's the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
Million?
Wow.
About a mil in about a year.
He alleges that he had them selling their houses and cars in order to feed their addiction to companionship.
I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all.
So Andrew must have been really, really good at flirting with these men. I mean, city girls up, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, and Andrew was really killing it in all those categories.